Legal tensions over a comatose shooting suspect, a corporate targeting gun-for-hire network resurfaces, and a Pride Week Instagram ban that vanished behind a paywall. Toronto, it's a full docket. Dean Bark here with the City Report from Toronto. Let's start with this. Legal battles emerge as accused in Toronto officer shooting remains in coma. Nicholas Bennett, a 19-year-old accused of fatally shooting Constable Mark Pinizzato, a Toronto police officer killed during a raid gone wrong, is still in a medically induced coma. In court on June 15th, the Crown, meaning Ontario's prosecutors, maintained the charges are properly before the court. The defense countered that Bennett has not been arrested in a way that respects his charter rights, the constitutional protections that include the right to be informed of the reason for arrest. The Special Investigations Unit, Ontario's civilian agency that probes police-involved deaths or serious injuries, is involved. Bennett remains in hospital awaiting surgery, and the matter returns to court as his condition evolves. A notable detail here, Bennett was struck multiple times by police gunfire during the raid. Time to dig into the details. The legal question is whether and how charges can proceed when the accused cannot be addressed or cautioned. Opinion. It is troubling when there is an active dispute over charter compliance while proceedings move ahead. The courts will sort the process, but the stakes could not be higher in a homicide of a police officer. Well, that's one way to look at it. Let's pivot to the next story. Second suspect charged in shooting at GFL executive's home. Toronto and York investigators have charged Chris Pereira, identified by police as a suspect in the March 25th shooting at the Woodbridge home of Paul Borelli, a construction executive linked to GFL Environmental, the Canadian waste management giant. Pereira faces multiple counts, including discharging a firearm and drug trafficking offenses. Police say this is part of a wider pattern. Since 2024, attacks have targeted GFL executives and their homes. Investigators believe a gun-for-hire network is orchestrating the violence. Another man, Akari Bowen, was arrested on March 26th, shortly after the Woodbridge shooting. Notably, after a year-long lull, the attacks resumed this spring, which suggests planning, resources, and persistence. Opinion. If these charges hold, the persistence points to a deeply rooted organized crime problem reaching into corporate targets. Hardly the kind of corporate outreach anyone asked for. Moving on. Queer Toronto group faces Instagram ban amidst unfounded accusations by Meta. Something, a Toronto-based queer event collective founded by Chris Harding, Victoria Gubiani, and Megan Appa, says Instagram disabled their account on June 2nd for alleged human exploitation. The flagged post was a 10-second clip of earlier party footage using trial reels, a new Instagram format for testing promotional video features. After appeals were denied, the account was restored on June 10th after the group subscribed to Meta Verified, the paid verification service, which allowed them to remove the flagged video. The group says the shutdown hurt preparations for their Pride flagship event and fits a broader pattern where marginalized creators, including queer and racialized communities, face opaque moderation decisions with little recourse. Opinion. It is alarming how a platform can sideline a community event organizer overnight with no clear path back unless you pay. Algorithm said no, the paywall said yes. Shifting gears. Major Toronto highway closures for roadwork, what you need to know. The Ministry of Transportation has a heavy slate of overnight closures through June 27th for maintenance and emergency repairs. Expect rolling disruptions on the 400, 401, 404, 409, 427, and the QEW. Weather can change plans at short notice. Here are a few standouts. Highway 427 southbound between Finch Avenue and Browns Line sees nightly closures through June 20th, with the northbound express lanes closing nightly June 21st to 27th. On the 401 eastbound, Yonge Street to Don Mills Road is set for night work through June 20th. On the 400 northbound, Jane Street up to 5th Line in Bradford has nightly closures through June 21st. There are 41 closures in total, so plan your detours now. Opinion. Repairs are necessary, but communication and timing are everything when the entire region moves by car or truck. Leave 5 minutes early, try 15. Alright, next topic. Nate Erskine-Smith eyes Toronto City Council bid amid political uncertainty. Nate Erskine-Smith, the outgoing federal MP for Beaches East York since 2015, is weighing a run for Toronto City Council this fall after losing a provincial nomination in Scarborough Southwest by just 19 votes. He has discussed the idea with Olivia Chow, the mayor of Toronto, and with supporters ahead of his June 25th send-off from federal politics. The municipal election is October 26th. The Beaches East York Council seat is open after Brad Bradford, the former councillor for that ward, stepped away during his mayoral run. Erskine-Smith is known for pushing housing policy changes, including support for multiplexes and affordability measures. If he enters the race, expect housing, zoning, and delivery timelines to take center stage in that ward and likely beyond. Opinion. His name on a ballot could sharpen the City Hall debate on where to build, how fast, and who can afford to live there. Let's cut to the chase. The housing file needs heat and light. There you have it. This is Dean Bark signing off from the City Report with Dean Bark in Toronto. Stay safe on the roads, keep an eye on the skies, and see you tomorrow.